Well, the question is, what are Gemini Gems and why would I use them? Okay, so first of all, if you go to gemini.google.com and you get to this page, so now we're all at the same starting point. So what gems are, in short, they are specialized versions of Gemini. So if you just put in a prompt here, this is a general purpose, like broad scope tool that can do a bunch of stuff. And that can be really good, and that can be tedious. If you always use it for a similar thing, you have to put in the prompt, or if it's like, hey, act as my writing coach, and you have 20 years of theoretical knowledge and practical experience, and I want you to review my writing and do this, and you have all these instructions, and it can take those instructions and it can do the thing. And then next time you come to a new chat, you have to put in all those instructions again. Act as my writing coach. You have 20 years of experience, ... If you do that, every day, that can kind of get old. So with a gem, you can go in and you can put those instructions in once and then just go back to the gem and just start from all those instructions. So if you expand the menu on the left and then you come down to gems, it will open up your gem manager. There are two sections here. There are ones that they have pre-made. You can use those as is. You can copy most of them and then edit them just to kind of save time, or you can just make your own completely from scratch. So down here in the My Gems, if you click on New Gem, you get this configuration window. In the sake of time, I'm going to copy an existing one because this will already be filled out, and it'll be way faster. One thing to note, when you create a gem in here and you can share it with other people, it'll save it in your Gemini Gems folder in Google Drive. And then whatever Drive permissions you have set, it'll apply to these as well. So you can expand these. There are a bunch of them. Again, if you don't really have any ideas, this is actually a good starting point. So again, rating editor and sales pitch ideator and productivity planner, coding partner, etc. Again, you can click on one of these and then just use it. So, I have one here that I did before. It says career guide. So if I click on career guide, then it actually goes to a screen that looks like the screen that you started at, but then it just has the instructions for the career guide. So let's look at that. If I click on the little ellipsis here, I can make a copy. And this is pretty much the same screen as if you made a new gem. But again, the stuff's already filled out. So the name here is just the title of it. So again, this is why at the top it says copy of career guide. So if I get rid of that, the name changes and call that career guide 2. So whatever you do here, this is pretty much a live updating sample of what your thing is going to look like. And then your preview is over here too. Name is just what it's called. Description is optional, but if you're going to share it, I don't know, with your team, you probably, especially if you're going to have a lot of these, you probably want to put a description of hey, this is for project number 5 and blah, 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 blah. The instructions are the really important part. And that's not really that helpful. The instructions are basically what you would put in your main prompt. So if you were in a new chat, that's fine. If you're in a new chat here and you would put your prompt in this area, this is mainly what you would put in your instructions area. So let me come back, make a copy, yeah. So now this is, again, this would be you are a whatever thing. In this case, you're a supportive and knowledgeable career coach dedicated to help me enhance my professional skills and achieve my career goals, etc., etc., etc. And the goals are to understand my request and develop a strategic plan and confirm and customize. And then the overall direction. These are all sections that you would put in a quote unquote regular prompt. And if you did this, again, like every week, you would have to either type this prompt out every time, which that will get old really fast, or you have to save this prompt in like a Word doc or in a Google Doc or whatever, and then copy it over each time, which is faster, but again, that also gets old. But you can put in what's a pretty lengthy prompt, save the instructions here, and then this is now your new starting point. If you don't know what to actually write, you can just write something, whatever you can think of, and then click on this, and Gemini will rewrite the instructions, and it'll pretty much put it in a format that it wants to see. So, I mean, that's actually really recommended until you get really good at writing prompts. Even if you just put something in, have Gemini rewrite it, and then you can get an idea of how you can write future prompts. And then you can choose your default tool. So the tools are here. So it's like create image is a tool, deep research, so I can just expand it, I guess. But yeah, create image, you can create videos with VAO 3.1, deep research, canvas, guided learning. You might have more options here. They have some like Google Labs test stuff that they do sometimes. But you can actually start with a tool. So let's say that your gem is just going to be to create images for social media. You can just keep it on create images. You don't have to just start from nothing and then have to choose this every time. Just keep create images as your default tool, and then again, you've saved that much more time. You don't have to choose one though, obviously. There is a no default tool option. And then knowledge is, it lets you upload files. So think of, let's say you're on a project team, or you're the project manager of a project team and you have multiple projects going on. You can create a gem for each project, and then under knowledge, you can put all your different project documents. So like your project management plan and your, I don't know, risk management plan and your charter and all whatever project documents you have. But you can put the documents for each project under knowledge, and then when you use this gem, you can ask whatever question and it'll reference your project documents, your knowledge. It's basically a knowledge base just for this gem. They change the number often, but I believe where it's at now, you can have 10 files for this knowledge base. And then again, anything that you put in here, there's a preview window over here. So if you change something relevant that would change over here, it'll change how this looks. And once you're happy with how everything is in here, you can save it. I'm not going to save it because I don't really need this one. But and it's just warning me, whatever. But then after you're done, then once you save it, when you expand this menu again, then under gems, you'll have whatever you saved it as. So if I put 2, this would be Career Guide 2. And then I can click on here, and again, like I did before, now it comes in here, and whatever instructions I had, that's my starting point. So I can just say, you know, do the thing, and it'll go. If you've used ChatGPT before, these are similar to custom GPTs. They're a little different. They're actually kind of a combination of custom GPTs and projects because of this. This is an old chat that I did. And one of the things that custom GPTs can't do, if you have used them before, is they don't save old chats. Gems do save old chats. So this is an old chat that I had, and it was just selecting one of the suggested things under there. But this is really more just for the demonstration that if I go in here, it actually saves my chats. That might be useful. It might not. Again, if it's something like you're on a project team, it can be really useful to see, like a week ago you did this thing and you want to see like what that output was and you're going to use it again. But that's really the basics of gems. They're pretty powerful. I mean, once you start using a tool like Gemini, you're going to find that you end up doing the same things. And again, after a while, just putting in that same prompt over and over again, like the more you use it, the more you're going to get away from like the 1 line, the 2 line prompts. You're going to get to prompts that are like a page, 2 pages long. And it's just, it can get tedious just typing in all of that prompt every time. So having something like a gem where you can go in and say, you know, this one is for coding, and this one is to create, I don't know, LinkedIn posts, and this one is when I want to learn something, and this one is when I want to write something, and this one is when I want to rewrite emails, and you can just set them up. And there's a little bit of time to set them up, but once they're set up, now you can just go, and you can use this way faster, way more efficiently. And again, you can share these with your team or with whoever you want. So you can have, you know, 5 people on your team, everyone makes a gem. And again, that cuts your time down by 80%. Now everyone makes a gem, and then everyone shares them. And now everyone can just do all the things that you need to do that much faster. So, I mean, that's gems. Again, gemini.google.com, expand the menu on the left, and then come down to gems, and then you'll have Gem Manager, and then there's pre-made, and there's My Gems. Your screen might look a little different. Google has a new thing for some accounts, and it's a Google Labs thing, and they combine gems with Opal. If you don't know what Opal is, I'll talk about all that in a different video. But your gem area might look different. This will still be at the bottom. Like the new one, it basically puts labs at the top, and then all of this goes at the bottom. I would definitely start with this if you've never used gems before. And then again, I'll talk about the new lab stuff and the Opal integration in a different video. But try that out and see what you think, and we'll see you next time.